What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking? What's cracking? Got another one, another reaction from the channel Scap Attack. This one back into the LeBron James vault, making basically parodies of the idea of the Michael Jordan, right? The Last Dance. This one, The Last Shot, Jordan versus LeBron in the clutch. Kind of a double meaning there, right? I see what you did there, Scap. I see what you did there. But I've already reacted to The Last Choke. I've reacted to The Last Excuse. You can check that out in our LeBron James playlist, in our reaction video playlist. But easier to find than LeBron James playlist. But I'll shut up. For me, Jordan versus LeBron in the clutch, this isn't even a debate. For me, it's Michael Jordan talking about. And it's LeBron James. Like, Mike always had the killer instinct coming into the league. Like, there was never any doubt about his mentality and his clutch ability. It took LeBron James years before he became comfortable in those situations. It did. It did. And he has gotten better over the years. But ain't on MJ's level when it comes to clutch performances. But anyway, let's see what Scap has in store for us.
Following the most recent and epic chapter in the chronicles of LeBron James's career failures, he stepped to the podium and pondered if he has in fact left his final indelible mark for all of us to bear witness to.
I had a lot to think about, to be honest, and just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball.
And the comparisons have been expansive throughout his career to that ghost in Chicago who wore number 23, with virtually every credentialed journalist with a platform tripping over themselves to make some ill-fated GOAT comparison.
LeBron James is number 2 all time, and Michael Jordan is number 1 all time.
But when you put the magnifying glass on LeBron, he just does a lot more at a much higher level than Michael Jordan.
But for once, you truly cannot help but see the parallels to the way Michael Jordan walked it off in Chicago and how LeBron's career might have just concluded in Los Angeles. It has all of a sudden been 25 years ago when rumors and speculation were swirling around the fate of the Chicago Bulls in the looming off-season. But there was still the matter of the 1998 NBA Finals to square away. The Chicago Bulls came limping into the finals after having been just pushed to the brink against the Indiana Pacers in being taken 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals in what constituted one of Michael Jordan's most challenging playoff series. Waiting for them in the finals was a Utah Jazz team with the best record in the NBA, looking to avenge their finals loss to the Bulls a year ago in 1997. And the Jazz, behind Karl Malone's 39 points, 9 rebound, and 5 assist performance in Game 5, would force the series back to Utah for a decisive Game 6 and, if necessary, Game 7 to be played out in Salt Lake City. Pressure was mounting throughout the series as Scottie Pippen's back was ailing. He would score just 6 points on 2 of 16 from the field in that Game 5. And in Game 6 in Utah, he could manage just 8 points in 25 minutes with his back continually seizing up. With it seemingly increasingly likely that Pippen would be extremely limited in a potential Game 7 if he could even play at all, the pressure was on Jordan to seize the moment and close the series out. The Jazz were up 5 at the end of 3, but Jordan would not be denied, scoring 16 of his game-high 45 points in the final stanza. And with only 41 seconds left, the Bulls found themselves down 3 after this John Stockton three-pointer.
Cross-court Stockton, a 3, it's there!
Jordan would come down the other end and attack the basket immediately, cutting the lead to 1. And with 18 seconds remaining, Jordan would display his defensive prowess at the other end of the floor, coming from the blind side to strip Karl Malone and give Chicago one final look at the championship.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead!
and with 5 seconds left, Jordan would drill this 17-footer, indelibly freezing the image in our memories for all of time. But not to be outdone, the self-proclaimed king and his posse of media jock sniffers were drooling over LeBron's 40-point game in Game 4 against the Denver Nuggets as the chosen one poured in 37 points through 3 quarters, only to drop a hilarious 3 points in the 4th quarter on 1 of 6 shooting from the field. But after Nikola Jokic made this shot to put the Nuggets up 2 with 51 seconds left, it was finally the Kings' turn to take some memorable shots deep in the playoffs, as he has had numerous teammates throughout the course of his playoff career make some iconic shots of their own. LeBron would not be denied in this moment. Coming out of the timeout with under 30 seconds to go, he drilled the side of the backboard, which will assuredly go down in the history books with other various iconic bricks. But the King wasn't done yet. With just 4 seconds remaining and the Lakers still trailing by just 2, he would attack the basket and predictably, again, for the second time in under 50 seconds, not even touch the basket. It is yet to be seen of whether or not the NBA's biggest drama king will truly ponder retirement this offseason, or if this is just his most recent and pathetic attempt to draw all of the attention onto him. But if he does step away from the game, it is certain that this last indelible moment is a fitting foil to the guy in Chicago he could never catch.
All right, so he was looking at it from the perspective of, if we all know LeBron James is coming back next year. We all know when he made that comment about, oh, I don't know if I'm going to replay. I don't remember exactly what he said. And I was like, then people started eating that. I was like, dude, just stop. LeBron James will be playing next year. He's just, he does this all the time to pull the attention off the loss and the sweep and being eliminated and getting people to talk about something else. This is what he does. Historically, LeBron James does things like this. He's an egomaniac too. He really is. I know these pro athletes have egos, but this guy is the ultimate egomaniac. Anyway, so he was kind of looking at it as like, well, you know, based on what he said, if he were to end his career there, this would be, you know, his last shot, as opposed to what Jordan's last shot was for the Chicago Bulls. One's a picture perfect, you know, snapshot memory, and the other one is that's the thing, man. That's why when I break down scoring when it comes to LeBron James, I don't care about the total numbers. That he is technically the all-time leading scorer, total points. That's longevity, and kudos to him. It's a hell of an accomplishment. But for those of us that understand basketball and know basketball, he is not as great of a scorer as Michael Jordan. He's just not. Jordan was a threat from many more areas than LeBron James. That same shot that LeBron took that hit the side of the backboard, Michael Jordan wouldn't feel uncomfortable in that situation with the stakes what they were. I promise you, Mike wouldn't have hit the side of the backboard there on that shot. I'm not saying that he's never hit the side of the backboard, but in a situation like that, he ain't hitting the side of the backboard. And you give Mike 2 attempts to make clutch baskets in the final moments of the game. I can promise you, he's gonna at least draw iron on one or both of them. It ain't gonna be a side of a backboard and a block. That's what I'm saying, man. My LeBron James, most of his scoring comes from in the paint, fast breaks, and even in the half court, getting to the basket. When you actually break down his field goal percentage by areas on the court, you will see that LeBron James is a very poor jump shooter. That mid-range area is very sus. Seriously. So, You know, I would rather take the scorer that might have an overall lesser field goal percentage, but I know that he's a solid percentage everywhere on the court. I know what I'm getting. I'm getting a consistent bucket from any spot. There's no area of being uncomfortable. But, you know, these people, these bronzexuals, all they care about is numbers, analytics. But for these folks that care so much about these numbers and analytics, they sure do avoid the numbers that don't work in his favor. Like, why don't you tell me LeBron James' true field goal percent or true shooting percentage or whatever it's called? Why don't you give me the numbers for his field goal percentage on mid-range jumpers? No, you don't want to. You're not going to do that. But y'all all about the stats and analytics, aren't you? Break it down. Give me the numbers for every area on the court. Show me where LeBron James thrives. Show me where his highest percentages come. Show me those numbers. I know those numbers. I've already done the research. I already got a video out. Well, actually, the video's about Kobe Bryant being labeled inefficient, but I use LeBron James as a comparison. But yeah, what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm just a hater. Anyway, this ain't even a debate. And the only people that would have this debate are the Bron Gobblers. The Bron Goblins. Call them Bron Gobs. Bron Goblins. They gobble them up. Yeah. Well, I think I've said enough. I think Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And even if you don't think Michael Jordan's the GOAT, you probably think Michael Jordan's better than LeBron, wherever you got Mike. Whole different beast, man. I can't put him on his level, man. He's played almost twice as much basketball as Michael Jordan. Well, I guess maybe not if you include the Wizards' years. But he's played a lot more basketball than Mike, and he's still chasing him. Anyhow, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. Let me know what you think about it. Please let me know what you think about it. And I will catch you on the next one. We out, baby.